Welcome to my channel briefing on Bravo. The Today Show co-anchor, Hoda Kotb, is getting prepared to leave her position on the show. However, in the meantime, she still enjoys her chats with Jenna Hager. In a recent session, she revealed the reason why she sometimes thinks it is necessary to stalk her own house. Hoda Kotb and Jenna Hager let it all fly. Sometimes when Jenna Hager and Hoda Kotb chat on the Hoda and Jenna segment of the Today Show, they get a little personal. On the Wednesday, November 20 episode, the ladies covered Hoda having flat hair with her new keratin treatment. They joked about chanting over Bao and Yang, who was in the show later. But the ladies were happy to speak with Keke Palmer about rebranding themselves and the importance of self-care. Before interviewing Keke, Hoda divulges she cases her own house at times. Hoda Kotb reveals why she stalks her own house. Admittedly, Hoda Kotb says she doesn't always understand when she is depleted. Casually talking, Hoda mentions to Jenna Hager, "Have I told you I love my minivan? I love it so much." Jenna quickly asks, "Have you gone in there just to hide from your children yet?" Although Hoda wasn't planning to go there, she confessed she had the day before. She says, "I cased out my own house. I sat outside and I didn't go in. But I was in the car, so I was casing and waiting." Understandably, Hoda Kotb is embracing turning 60 years old and is co-parenting two young girls with her ex, Joel Schiffman. Her littles are Haley, 7, and Hope, 5. Undoubtedly, she adores them. So much so that she is stepping away from the Today Show at the pinnacle of her career to devote more time to them. However, she knows once she sets foot in her house, it is hard to get things done. At the moment, her girlies can't help but want to soak in every ounce of her attention. She says, "The minute I go in, I can't do anything. I was doing my thing in the car, and then I went in later." Transition time. Jenna Hager points out, "You'll find yourself sitting in cars, listening to music, having just some alone time." She knows the value of peace for a few moments before going in. Then she adds, "And wait, you're like, ok, maybe just one more song." Likewise, Hoda Kotb echoes, "Sometimes you need that time." Hoda explains, "You reset, and then you're ready." Both moms were open about their car confessions and the healthy aspect of breathing for a moment before transitioning into the duties of home responsibilities. On Instagram, a fan comments, "I used to see Hoda at my favorite NYC massage place where she seemed to enjoy her me time. Miss seeing her there." Another person questions, "Why do we sit in the car after we arrive home?" Someone else says, "To decompress and to finish listening to that last song." Sitting in your car is self-care, ladies. Admittedly, another commenter says, "Shoot, I do that and I don't have kids. I call it my self-pep talk time." What do you think about Hoda Kotb admitting she hides out from her kids? Do you think it is a necessary pause before jumping into the flow of life with littles? Are you sad that Hoda is leaving the Today Show? Drop your comments below. Hoda Kotb's confession: why she stalks her own house and embraces self-care. In the fast-paced world of live television, it's rare to see a moment of vulnerability, especially from someone like Hoda Kotb, a seasoned co-anchor of the Today Show who has spent years in the public eye. But on the November 20 episode of the Hoda and Jenna segment, Hoda let her guard down and shared something unexpectedly relatable. While chatting with co-host Jenna Hager, Hoda confessed that sometimes she casses out her own house and sits in her minivan just to have a few minutes of peace before facing the whirlwind of family life. It's a revelation that might surprise some, given Hoda's status as a beloved television personality and mother of two young daughters, Haley, 7, and Hope, 5. But in many ways, Hoda's candidness is refreshing, a reminder that no one, no matter how famous or successful, is immune to the challenges of balancing work and family. Her confession, which may initially seem humorous, sheds light on the essential need for self-care, especially for those with demanding careers and the responsibility of raising children. The stalking of her own house, a moment of solitude. When Hoda casually shared that she sometimes cases her house, it wasn't a dark, secretive admission, but rather a tongue-in-cheek way of describing her need for a little time alone before walking through the door to the chaos of family life. It's something that many parents, especially those with young children, can relate to. Hoda explained how, after a long day of work and the pressures of a busy schedule, she sometimes finds herself sitting in her car in the driveway, not quite ready to face the onslaught of requests and attention that come with motherhood. In fact, she admitted to Jenna that just the day before, she had parked her minivan in front of her house and sat outside, not going in. The implication was clear: sometimes, even when you're physically home, your mind and spirit need a moment to reset before diving into the full responsibility of parenthood. Hoda's candid moment resonates with so many parents who have experienced that same urge to pause. After all, motherhood can be relentless. The constant demands of children, the logistics of running a household, and the emotional energy it takes to be present for your kids can be exhausting. Hoda's stalking of her own house isn't an attempt to avoid her family. It's a simple way of taking a breath and mentally preparing for what comes next. The need for a transition time. It's not just Hoda who recognizes the importance of taking a moment for herself before transitioning from work mode to home mode. Jenna Hager, a mother of 3, echoed Hoda's sentiment, sharing that she also enjoys a few minutes of peace before entering her own home. Sometimes you need that time, Jenna said, and Hoda agreed, calling it a reset. Both women acknowledged that having a brief period of solitude before returning to their roles as mothers allows them to recharge and be more present for their families. For many parents, this brief transition time is vital. It's about finding a moment of peace in the midst of an often chaotic day. Whether it's sitting in the car for a few extra minutes to finish a song, scrolling through social media, or simply sitting in silence, it's these small acts of self-care that can make a big difference in maintaining balance. This is particularly relevant in today's world, where the pressure to juggle multiple roles can leave people feeling depleted. Parents, especially working mothers, often have to switch between their professional and personal identities at a moment's notice. That quick mental switch can be challenging, and sometimes the best way to do it is by taking a few extra minutes to breathe and gather your thoughts before diving into the next phase of the day. The importance of self-care. While many might view Hoda's admission as funny or lighthearted, it carries a deeper message: the importance of self-care even in small moments. As a public figure, Hoda has made a career out of being in the spotlight, but behind the scenes, she's like so many others, navigating the highs and lows of motherhood and professional life. By admitting to taking moments to decompress, she sends a powerful message to her audience. It's okay to take a step back, even from your family, in order to recharge. The self-care that Hoda practices by sitting in her minivan isn't just about avoiding her children. It's about recognizing that in order to be the best version of herself for her kids, she needs to take care of herself first. Whether it's a quick break in the car, a long bath, or a weekend getaway, every parent needs moments of solitude to nurture their own well-being. In fact, many viewers commented on social media, sharing their own experiences with car confessions, or taking moments of solitude to breathe before diving into family life. One commenter wrote, "Sitting in your car is self-care, ladies," while another admitted to using the time as a self-pep talk. These responses highlight just how universal Hoda's experience is and how important it is for parents to make space for themselves, even in the busiest of days. A moment of reflection, saying goodbye to the Today Show. As Hoda prepares to step away from the Today Show to focus more on her family, these moments of vulnerability and self-awareness are a reminder of the bigger picture. Hoda's decision to leave the show at the peak of her career is a reflection of her priorities and her desire to be present for her daughters during their formative years. It's a powerful message to her audience about the importance of putting family first, even when faced with career success. While it's bittersweet to think of Hoda leaving the show, there's something inspiring about her choice. It's a reminder that success is not just about professional achievements, but also about finding balance and making choices that align with one's personal values. In the end, Hoda's car confessions and candid moments on the Today Show offer more than just a glimpse into her life. They remind us that everyone, no matter their status or career, needs moments of peace to recharge and reset. Whether you're a celebrity or a stay-at-home parent, sometimes the best thing you can do is take a breath, reset, and then dive back into the chaos of life with renewed energy and focus. Come back to Briefing on Bravo and see more news.